Let's talk about Project 2025. This is the conservative policy blueprint. You disavowed it during the campaign. You called it a product of the radical right. You've said some of their ideas were abysmal.
I said some of it is. Some of it is very good. Some of it's very mainstream, actually. Frankly, the Democrats should have used some of it because they went, with all the transgender that they were doing and with the men playing in women's sports. If they wouldn't have done that, maybe they would have done better.
Well, so you take me to my question. You're now giving people involved in Project 2025 prominent roles in your administration. Are you changing your mind about Project 2025? No. Is this now the policy blueprint for the second Trump administration?
No. Some people, you take a look at the group, it was hundreds of people were involved.
Yeah.
I was actually, I reprimanded the whole group. I said, you shouldn't have placed this document in front of the voters because I have nothing to do with it and I'm the one that's running.
Yeah.
You had no right to do this where you put 1,000-page document in front, and many of those things I disagree with. Now, many of those things I happen to agree with. Many of those things Democrats should have agreed to.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Much better in the election because they got slaughtered.
Well, I guess people see the list: Russ Vought, Brendan Carr, Peter Navarro, John Ratcliffe, Pete Hoekstra, Monica Crowley, and they think these are all of the people who were involved in or writing Project 2025. This must be a blueprint for work requirements, eliminating the Head Start program, criminalizing pornography. Is that what we can expect to see?
Well, I don't know how they voted. I don't know. I never spoke to them actually about it. And I purposely, and I told you, normally it would be just the opposite. I'd review every page. I purposely didn't even want to see it. Because when somebody like you asks me a question about Project 2025,
he knows.
I can honestly say I've never seen it. I have nothing to do with it.
He knows.
Read it, but I did hear some things in there that I would totally disagree with.
Yeah.
And I said to the people that were really the people behind it, you know who those people are? I said, you really had no right doing this to me because they used it as a soundbite, the Democrats.
Of course.
I don't know. It couldn't have been too effective because they got slaughtered. But they did use it as a soundbite.
But to people who see, oh, he's bringing in all of these people from Project 2025, he must know what it is.
Well,
you know
what? I don't know what it is, no. I don't know what it is.
You still don't know what it is?
But I heard certain things that I didn't like. And by the way, I heard certain things that are phenomenal. Okay?
Like what?
Like law and order. We want law and order. Okay?
Of course.
Things like, let's put prisoners in jail. Let's not let people come out and raid every drugstore in Manhattan so that we have to put glass up and every store is going out of business.
It's common sense. It's common sense.
Times in this interview. I asked you last time we sat down for an interview if you were going to pardon yourself. You said no. But now that President Biden has pardoned his son, Hunter, are you reconsidering? Might you pardon yourself?
I didn't do anything wrong. I was given the option. And the lawyers told me, a very specific lawyer, I don't have to go into who, but very high up in the administration said, sir, if you pardon yourself, you're going to look guilty. And you did nothing wrong.
Yep.
Oh, I had that option. I could have saved myself a lot of legal fees. But it turned out that I was right. Look at what's gone on. Everything's being dropped. I still have a Fani Willis.
Funny.
A total hoax. That's a total hoax. It's all being dropped. It's all been discredited. It's been dropped. There are those people that say, and this would be the first time in history, that all of those fake indictments, they were going after a political opponent. There are those that say that I actually did better in the election because of it. Now, that would be a first. I think you would agree, because normally that's like, you go back to the microphones, you say, I'm leaving right now, I will leave office, I'm going back to my family, and I will fight for my name. Well, I had to fight for my name in public because I didn't leave office. But no, I didn't want to pardon, and I didn't want to pardon myself. I had the option to pardon myself.
And you don't want one now? You're not going to pardon yourself now?
What do I need one for? First of all, I've won almost all of the cases.
What if President Biden...
And the ones that I didn't win are on resuscitation.
What if President Biden offered you a pardon? Would you accept it?
Why would Biden offer him a pardon? He's done nothing wrong. He just stated that he would have pardoned himself when he was leaving office back in 2020. He didn't do that because he believed he didn't do anything wrong. Why would Biden? This is just political games, right? But you know, this is 2024 and everybody sees through this whole shenanigans. So nobody is falling for it anymore. So these journalists, if you care, you keep on living in the past. But we are in 2024 and all truth will be brought to light. Just like Cat Williams said, Oh, that interview, it aged like fine wine. Look at all those guys that have dropped, celebrities, some politicians. I mean, they have just dropped like flies, Yeah, their reputation, I mean to say, things they have done. But remember, Trump is insisting that he didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah, there's no need for a pardon.
I've never even thought about it. I don't think he'll do it. Look, if he did, he's the one that started this whole thing. He got the Justice Department to go after me. And the state cases are all being run by the Justice Department, which is illegal. They had their people from the Justice Department work for Alvin Bragg.
Unbelievable.
In order to get something.
Unbelievable.
They worked for Letitia James in the state. He had his people go from the federal government and take lesser jobs in the state in order to get Donald
And
Trump.
he denies he had anything to do with it.
No,
and
you can't deny it. You know why?
Yeah.
Because they were there. Wait a minute. Wait. You have a tendency to sort of like slough over things. You just made a statement. His person, the top, maybe the third or second or third person, left the federal government, the DOJ, and went to work for Letitia James. And then, after they got that one started, went to work for the DA.
Let me ask you about some of this new reporting. NBC News is reporting that President Biden is considering giving preemptive pardons to the likes of Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, and Anthony Fauci. If President Biden doesn't issue those pardons, do you think they are going to wish that he had? Are they going to be pursued?
I can tell you this about Cheney, and she's a so-called Republican. I think she hurt the Democrats terribly. When I saw that Kamala put
I
Cheney
think so
out
too.
on the campaign trail, I said, that's the end of Kamala. I really did. I thought it was a terrible move, especially if you're a Democrat. But Cheney did something that's inexcusable, along with Thompson and the people on the Unselect Committee of political thugs and, creeps. So the Unselect Committee went through a year and a half of testimony. Wait. They deleted and destroyed all evidence of that they found.
Unbelievable.
You know why? Because Nancy Pelosi was guilty. Nancy Pelosi turned down 10,000 troops. You wouldn't have had a J6 because other people were guilty.
Yep.
The people that said that I attacked 2 Secret Service agents in a car. I grabbed one around the neck. I was then rebuffed. And
Unbelievable.
These are 2 of the toughest men anywhere on the planet. They happen to be slightly younger than me, maybe, just a little bit. Let me just tell you. They testified. They said it was total. And all of this stuff came out. People lied so badly. Now, listen. This was a committee.
We are listening, President.
They lied. And what did they do? They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. Do you know that I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir?
Yep.
And Cheney was behind it. And so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee.
Yep.
We're going to...
For what they did,
Yeah.
honestly, they should go to jail.
Of course. Say it like it is. Trump has been holding back because, he's been like, well, let me not say something or change my mind later. But for him to vehemently say that this guy Cheney should go to jail, believe me, he will follow through on that. I think Cheney should be fleeing the country right now. She should be fleeing the country. Adam Schiff, all of them. He's not letting go of this one because he's sure and he's very certain this guy's committed a crime. So there'll be investigation at least. If they are found guilty, so be it. But at least, minimum, there'll be an investigation. I can see why these guys are looking for, they're just looking for preemptive pardons now. You see the irony? Trump is saying, I don't need a pardon because I don't think I've done anything wrong. Why these guys are searching for pardons? Like, you have to pardon us, Biden. Don't hang us to dry here. Because they know deep in their minds that they did some shady things, but we are still to find out. That's my opinion. This is an opinion piece from Wakanda. So, YouTube, it's not definite, okay? Because I know it's anything you say can be used against you. There is freedom of speech, but there is no freedom after speech. Yeah, Western democracy at its finest.